Great evening to you. Warm welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. And to that big story we are following up for you, the IMF board has passed Ghana on second program review. This was after it met to assess Ghana's performance under the fund program. Now, the board also approved the disbursement of some $360 million to Ghana, which should hit Bank of Ghana's account in the coming days. And our man on the beat, George Yafe, has been following up on that and joins me in studio to break it down for us. George, thanks once again for joining me on Prime Business. Now, what was contained in the meeting? So
this is a meeting that didn't last for that long compared to previous board meetings that sometimes could drag and all those things. It appears that going into the meeting, the board members had consumed all the data, all the report coming from the staff, and based on that, they passed Ghana on the second review. Yeah.
Did they really raise issues as to how Ghana has implemented the program so far?
In terms of those fine details, we are yet to get those fine details, but that press release or that press statement or that statement that the board will always issue after their meeting is going to come out very, very soon. But in terms of those concerns and all those things, we are yet to get those fine details. But the thing is that they passed Ghana. It didn't last for more than 30 minutes. And then the disbursement should be coming in very soon.
Certainly good news for the country, isn't it?
Well, good news, but again, for the investors out there, they'll really be looking at whether the board had any concerns about the program or whether they are satisfied. And what would they also say about the election-related spending? It's government that committed to its fiscal discipline for an election year. And that's what some of these investors out there will be looking out for. And for them, if the board is able to give a favorable verdict on Ghana when it comes to our fiscal issues, then we could start rippling getting the benefit that we are looking for. Don't forget that also the World Bank will be looking at what the board will say, and they're also going to meet and approve additional funding as well, and even other donors as well.
All right, so do we know what next for Ghana?
What next for Ghana is that the funds are going to come in. What next for Ghana is that they're going to wait for the other donors who would also advance support to Ghana. And then what is next in terms of what we have to do when it comes to the third and the fourth review under the IMF program.
Thank you so much, George, for breaking it all down for us here on Prime Business. And of course, we shall keep viewers updated in our subsequent bulletins. But let's touch on the story quickly as we have it. It is well known that cyber threats and tactics used by cyber criminals have evolved significantly over the past 2 decades. But so what are the solutions? At this year's Cyber Week, an annual international cybersecurity event hosted each year at Tel Aviv University in Israel sought to highlight some of the cyber attacks faced by the host nation during the Israel-Palestinian war currently ongoing, of course, and the counterattacks launched by Israel to protect the state. My colleague Emma Davis has been reporting from Tel Aviv.
Israel, the second largest country with investment in technology and cybersecurity, has organized its Cyber Week celebration and AI Week, and this is despite all odds, especially with the war going on currently. Let's take a listen to some of the speakers at the celebration.
The regulation in his view, and probably in the view of many other people coming from technology, is that regulating could be a solution. I'm not sure about that. I'm not a scientist, I'm a law professor, so I know something about regulation, much less about technology and the risks of cybersecurity. But cybersecurity, or in particular offensive cyber. But when you think about regulating nuclear weapons, regulation is possible. It's not always possible to enforce the regulations, but it has an advantage, it has a benefit that there are regulations that limit the abilities of countries to develop their nuclear capacities, and at least theoretically, it could be enforced. It's different with the combination of artificial intelligence and offensive cyber, because here, even if you have regulations that limits the capability or the abilities of countries or scientists to develop offensive AI, it's very hard to detect.
As part of our current work, we are examining Israel's preparedness to cyber incidents during the war. We are checking now 13 main public bodies. This audit includes a few sections. The first deals with gaps in the level of cyber protection and in the resilience of Israel. and the actions the regulatory bodies took in order to strengthen the resilience. The second examines the preparedness of critical bodies to cyber attacks and how those attacks were dealt. We are also examining the way Israel is handling conscience operations and facing, like mentioned before, fake news influencing public opinion over the world. And also we are checking the protection of IT systems in, for example, the Prime Minister office, the cyber protection of remote manned aerial vehicles, protection against cyber threats on control system of Home Front Command, and the continuity of IDF's ICT system at the opening day of the war.
You heard some of the speakers at this year's Cyber Week and AI Week celebration talking about how academia is incorporating their specifics or their curriculum into the field of work and technology, as well as the state controller talking about, how his outfit is dealing with the current situation. Against all odds, the country is still investing in technology, and they say what doesn't ruin you makes you stronger. So that's what Israel is currently doing in the cyberspace and technology space in general. The big question is, for Africa, where do we stand? My name is Emma Davis, reporting from Tel Aviv, Israel.
Back home in Ghana, let's go shopping, shall we? Some florists are lamenting low patronage of their items despite the good weather condition aiding their business. According to them, there has been a reduction in purchases of natural flowers. Today on the Joy Business Shopping List, we assess the impact of the weather condition, particularly the rainy season, on the plant and flower farming business.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Joy Business Shopping List. Today we'll put our focus on plants. Now you may have plans to buy some plants to beautify your homes or your offices. Stick with me as we find out how much it will cost you to acquire them.
These are the plants. This one is India tree. People call it weeping willow or polyartia. And I have the king palm, the green one. And I have the farm palm. That's the farm palm there. Okay. And I have more of the seedlings too inside the garden.
So for the king palm, for example, how much are you selling them? Okay,
we sell them by sizes. But for instance, this one is 60 CD for one. But we have smaller ones too, 2 CD, 5 CD. Upwards. The more it grows, the more the price become higher.
So this is 60 cedis.
Yeah,
a few months ago, how much was it?
A year ago, it would be like 30 CD.
You're selling it at 30
30 CD. And some of them, it doesn't take a year for you to get it as the size you want it. When it is in a small container, it doesn't grow very well. So more of them, we take them out of the container, then we put it in a bigger bag, or we bury it in the ground as that palm there. Then it grows very faster. So sometimes some of the plants, you might think, oh, it's 2 years, but it's 1 year. It depending where you keep it.
This one looks very nice. How much are you selling this?
So this one is 30 CD.
This is a medium size.
Yeah, this is a medium size.
So a smaller size of this?
A smaller size, you can get it 10 CD, 5 CD.
Who are your target market, homes or offices?
Oh, more of them when they're doing new buildings, the estate developers. We sell more for them, but more of them grasses and all those stuff.
How often do those people come and buy?
Normally, this is the season. When you get to the season, when rain, people like to plant because most of the people, they don't know when the plant need water. They just like the plant to be around them, and when they are going up, they don't know. So most of the people, more of the time, like we plant normally during rainy season, people buy it more during rainy season. So every rainy season, people renovate, but they don't know how to take good care of it after the rain is off.
So in the rainy season, give us a range or an amount. How much are you able to sell in a day?
in a day, it don't happen. Sometimes it don't happen in a day. If you can be here like a week or a month before, you can sell like 6 months pay. Like for instance, today I sold 700 CD this morning.
So today's a good day then?
Yeah, it can be more better than, it depends. You know, you don't get it as.
You said you grow them by yourself?
Yeah, more of them by myself.
Yeah, but I can see some black soil there. How do you acquire that?
Yeah, I just buy it from the people yesterday, like those, yeah. So like we have their contacts that when we need it, or we get contract outside, we call them, they bring it to us.
So right now, prices, how are prices? Are they stable?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I called and they gave me 2,700, and at 3 days, I called, they say it's 3,000.
So the prices have been increased.
Yeah.
Does that affect the amount you charge when you're selling the product?
It affected. It affected because when you want to look at the price of the soil, and if you want to price, sometimes you don't get it like that.
Generally, how has patronage been for you? Have you recorded, like, has the number of people who come to buy from you increased in this rainy season?
I wasn't around. I traveled for a few weeks ago. Like the sales, I came and met was later because I wasn't around, so they were not able to sell the thing very well. They asked for reduction, especially some of them come like the way like I'm a gardener. When I get some contract, when I don't have some of the things, I have to go to my fellow. Then he has to beat the price down for me. He can't sell it to me as the way he's going to sell it for other people. So the more you are buying plenty, the more we reduce it. We're praying that the business should grow well so we can move forward.
So that was Shadrach, a gardener, sharing with us the cost one would have to part with to buy some plants. According to him, the rainy season is a good time to start some gardening. For Joy Business, Jesse Ayramagbapo.
And that's it for the bulletin for tonight. I am Pius Kojo Baka. But until we go, discover why your burger always comes with fries, or why the cocoa seller also offers kose. It's all about cross-selling, and Dr. Maxwell Ampon explains more on today's episode of Entrepreneur You. Enjoy.
Hello, there's a reason why the cocoa seller always sells kose. That is the same reason why those that sell trousers, sell shirts, the burgers will always come with fries. There is a huge risk in allowing customers to go to another competitor or to another place to get a product that is complementary to your service. So the business technique of offering complementary or additional services or products to your primary offering is called cross-selling, and which is why I will forever say that the inhabitants of Makola and Tudu and these market hubs, not that they're not already multi-millionaires, but they'll be multi-millionaires should they have any formal training, because they are already doing this. For instance, the tomato seller always sells pepper. He does not need to understand the formal concept of cross-selling, but at least he understands the concept of allowing a customer to go to the next shop to buy something that is complementary to what he's selling. The rice seller always sells oil, yada yada yada. I'm sure you can come up with many examples of that. Let us not confuse cross-selling though with upselling, which is offering a product that is more expensive than what you're already offering. You might buy a phone, for instance, and they might offer you a case. Oh, would you like a case as well? Now that is cross-selling. If you were to buy an iPhone 12 and they suddenly say, oh, would you like an iPhone 13? It's available. Now that's upselling. Cross-selling is when they offer you the complementary products like the earpiece and the phone cases, whilst upselling is offering a bigger product. It's why you are used to hearing for an extra 10 cedis, you can get the large size, or for an extra X amount, you'll be able to get larger than what you're already getting, because that is upselling, trying to get the person to spend a little bit more on the primary product they're buying, whilst cross-selling is adding a complementary product. Now, why is that important to you? It's important to you because in the volatile market market like where we find ourselves right now, you need techniques in order to make sure that your revenue flow is not as sporadic or comes in spurts. You do not need to take any risk to your revenue stream. So when you find your niche, be it, let's say, in a shop, ask yourself, those that buy product A, what are other products B, C, D that they normally buy? And find that offering, because if they don't get it from you, they go buy product B from the next guy. Next guy will probably have product A, and then he will want to have product A and B at one location rather than go to two locations to get the same product. And that is cross-selling, which we should not confuse with upselling, which is offering a much more expensive product. And that's all for today's Entrepreneurial. Keep well.
Brought to you by Africa School of Entrepreneurship and supported by GCB Bank, your bank for life.